What's up, everybody? We're going to mix it up today, and we're going to dig into one of my favorite tools, especially as a person who makes stuff daily. This isn't always video or photographs, even though it mostly is. Sometimes it's just making lists of to-do things or wish lists, or I might even put down other creative ideas, right? This is why today I want to touch on journaling and putting thoughts to paper. And I want to admit up front, okay? I am not great at this, but it's something that I'm working on. It's a work in progress. Some days are heavier than others, and on those days, maybe I'll jot down how I'm feeling or what's going on in life, but mostly I pack that stuff away, way down deep in my mind somewhere, and instead I just catch myself writing about any and everything else I can think of. I mostly use a journal or a notebook for my daily to-do lists. Having a place where my tasks can live really helps me remember them, but it also gives me the quick reference that I need sometimes when my memory takes a crap, and I can't remember what I need to do today. This can be as simple as putting down things that I need to do. Maybe that's some laundry today, or maybe take out the trash. Those types of things typically don't need reminders because I physically run into them when I get home. They're in my path, but sometimes just writing things down helps the other things flow. So I just write them down. I just write it all down. Taking notes like this or journaling, it's not a new practice for many people, right? It's therapeutic, it's historic, and it's just a nice tool to help organize all the thoughts into one place. There are many other videos about this, but I just want to touch on getting started specifically, because it's hard. It can be very hard if you're a guy like me, especially someone who doesn't access your feelings and thoughts often. For me, the best way to get started, which is making these to-do lists daily. For me, getting to the habit and the act of writing down makes the next day easier, but it also makes writing easier because it's not so foreign anymore. I know that there are other people out there like me, so trust me when I say start small. And with the things that you know you can accomplish. The reward of just checking off those boxes makes it much more enjoyable to attempt the process the next day, then the next day, and then the next. As you get into a rhythm, then write it all down, whatever you want. There are no rules here, y'all. This is your notebook, this is your property, and it's your safe space, so to speak. Share it with anyone you like, but keep it close to your chest if that makes you feel better about being free to write for yourself. Peter McKinnon talks about how he uses his notebook, and I found it to be very inspiring. So if you haven't seen his video on that, then I'll link that one here. I tried keeping a notebook in my pocket daily to start, but quickly, and I mean lightning fast, remembered I hate having shit in my pockets. I love knives, but they better have a pocket clip or at least a belt clip. I tried carrying my chest pack, fanny pack, daily, and I still try to from time to time, and that helped because then I could also add my Kindle to that bag, and that helped because then my books are readily available as well. But let's face it, I'm old and chest packs are probably for the younger man, and I'm not small, so I sweat. So this is also an issue, right? When I do carry my chest pack, I still keep extra notebooks in there and pens, just in case though. So, what have I found as my solution? I went to the Google in search of a notebook cover that would also double as my new wallets. After a while and looking around on Etsy, I took a chance and picked up a great solution, though I'm afraid it might be a short-lived option, but only because I think I'll upgrade it to a higher quality leather. Having my wallet is a necessity, right? And having access to my notes is as well. So having them combined is incredible. It's larger than I prefer, but it's also winter here in East Tennessee, and I love hoodies. This just goes in the pocket, and that makes it easier to carry. When summer gets here though, I may have to switch it up, but for now, I couldn't be happier. For my notebooks, I found these options on Amazon. Their to-do lists, they're bulleted, and makes checking those boxes even easier, and they were affordable as well. For the pen, I currently use, and the kid in me is pumped about this pen that I found on Amazon. I found it interesting for a few reasons. To start, the metal design This gives me hope that it will last longer than plastic option. It has a red pen, a black pen, also combined with a mechanical pencil all in one. And that's not unusual, obviously. But what's interesting about this one is how it works. It's gravity fed, so basically whichever color, red, black, or the pencil option that you're looking at, when you engage the plunger is what's dispensed. So whatever color you're looking at, that's what pops into action. If you have a better option or something that works for you that might also work for me, I would really appreciate your input. I would also like to know what works for you, even if it's similar to what I do. I also just love pens and paper, so any tips that you have or tricks or favorites would also be well received. So feel free to drop those in the comments and let me know what you're writing with, what you're writing on, and why you journal or note take daily as well. Like I said, for me, it's simply putting my thoughts in one place, especially on days when I'm not having a lot of thoughts or a lot of creativity or just can't access that part of the brain. It just gives me something to start the to-do list, the things that I need to do later, and also I even have a list of books that I'm reading in 2024, and that helps too. I can go through and check those off and progress myself throughout the year, which is nice, just have a place to refer back to. I really appreciate you being here as always. And as always, I'll finish these videos in the edit with Dehancer. A few of you have already went to their website and purchased with my discount code, so I just want to take a second to say thank you. I do get a little kickback for that, and I do mean a little, but I'm not here for the money, but I do appreciate that. And I do hope that if you're one of those people using that product that I've recommended, that you also see the benefit and yet that you enjoy it as well. Lastly, if you've made it to here, there's a very, very good chance the next video that I will make will be on this guy. This camera is currently on loan from my friend Greg down in Knoxville. This is the Leica M10 monochrome. This is the 50 Summicron. He also loaned me the 35 Summicron, 15mm TT Artisan's lens, and the electronic viewfinder, the VisioFlex, I think is what it's called, or VisioFlex. I'm super excited to be shooting with that pretty regularly. So if you're into Leica, and if you're here, there's a pretty good chance that you are. I talk about it quite a bit, that or Fuji. Stay tuned for that one. And then I'm very, very excited to also mention that I'm also working alongside Dangerous But Good. We're going to be shooting some of their products again here very, very soon. I'm thinking I'll make a video kind of behind the scenes photo shoot for some of that stuff, possibly. Maybe not. It depends on who I get. If I'm my own model, that won't happen because, let's face it, that's a lot to juggle. But thanks again for being here. Journal daily, and let me know how I can do better at this myself.